check was 10K.
Hello.
But it was 30. Big difference on 40% of 10 versus 30.
You wanted 4K, you got 4K. Not my problem.
If you're stealing from me, you bet your ass it's your problem.
There I am. You see security on my tail, and my grav drive just chokes. And you know what I find back there? The fattest leech I've ever seen. Worm nearly got me dusted.
Sounds like you did the fleet a favor. Now toss this body out of an airlock before it turns into a damn air freshener.
Are you looking to start something? 'Cause I'll finish it.
Smuggling beats a real job any day.
The hell took you so long? Fair enough. Just be careful that you... But, pencils ready? This might look a little... Wow, thanks, Professor. I'll be certain to pass anyway. All right. History time. So, the key is in orbit around Suvorov. That's the very same ice ball where the United Colonies built a supermax prison they call the Lock. The UC is so clever. Supermax prison, lock, key. Cute, huh?
Hello, everyone. I'm Gail Dunnigan of SSNN, and this is Galacto.
Rook.
Call UCC staff sharks, but to the fleet, they're just bait.
Need something?
We may not have official security on the key, but we're always looking out for traitors.
Doing any lifting later, I can spot you.
Where did your stellar rise to infamy begin?
In the streets of New Atlantis. No parents, no godparents. Just a homeless punk kid robbing whoever he could for the credits.
Were these violent crimes? Murders?
I'm a bit offended you even asked that question, Gail. Sure, a few people here and there walked away with injuries, but I'm not so good.
That doesn't sound as heartless as your reputation would imply.
Well, like I said,
Boggs is softy.
I was just
To
a
get to know
kid.
him.
Were you ever caught by the authorities in New Atlantis?
Credits. Hit the mission boards at the call. I'd just give them a fake name, or they just slap me on the wrist and send me on my way. They obviously didn't think that I'd amount to anything and didn't want to waste their time with rehabilitation.
Soon, everyone
What
is
changed
going
that?
to learn to fear
Was it the robbery in 2218?
2218.
Are you looking to start something?
Yeah.
Because I'll finish it.
Galbank.
Certainly. let's talk about something else. How did the Crimson Scar become the Crimson Fleet?
After I busted out of the lock, I decided to take things to the next level.
What's up with all our crits?
I had the key.
My friend's got a point, Bob. Every pirate in this joint.
Ex-cons at my side.
Seems to me, instead of trawling deep space for stick change, we got a much bigger target.
Didn't take long for freelance pirates from every corner of the seven systems to show up.
And this is how the Crimson Fleet was born.
Exactly. The key became our base of operations. We spent months reinforcing our position there, making it nearly impossible to approach.
What was the UC's response to the situation?
First of all, UC security gave up and handed the reins over to the big guns, the UC Navy. The Navy in turn sent ships to attack the key.
If I had a billion friends, I'd run.
3 major attacks over the last few years. And as you can tell by the fact we're
My
having
own
this
city,
interview,
like
all the
Bayo.
attacks were embarrassing failures.
Do you feel these embarrassing failures led them to form UC systems?
Absolutely. They've clearly given up and decided to shove the responsibility onto a separate division. That way, up a guy, the UC Navy can move forward, proud and strong, while UC SysDef continually takes all the blame. It's all about PR spin for them, Gale. That's how the UC operates. Kinda disgusting, don't you think?
Sounds a bit like you're trying to deflect.
What do you know?
Atrocities, huh? How about fighting the Freestar Collective over a bunch of rocks hanging in space? How about thousands of people dying while a bunch of pencil-pushing bastards sit in a cushy office and draw lines on a star map? Maybe the United Colonies should stop the bullshit and take a hard look in the mirror to see who the monsters really are.
So, tell us about Jasper Cricks's version of the Crimson Scar.
All I can tell you is that under my guidance, the Crimson Scar became more influential than every other syndicate combined. Here I was, 22 years old, and I had power, people that followed my orders, and an endless stream of credits. Gale, I have to tell you, I was having the time of my life.
So you'd consider
I'm
extortion,
always stationed on
robbery,
the key
burglary,
until the
kidnapping,
shit dies
assault,
down.
and murder to be
Back to
positive
radiant
life
purity.
influences?
No. I'd consider them as just means to an end. Those so-called crimes were merely stepping stones until I had enough wealth to buy the Crimson Scar a few spacecraft.
Yes, let's talk about that. It appears you weren't satisfied with terrorizing New
I hope
Atlantis
Bug has
alone.
something strong enough to move
Oh,
me
I've
out.
never stopped reaching Gale. The amount of money we were making in New Atlantis was decent, but the really big scores were in space, on the cargo ships. We're talking millions of credits, maybe more. Who the hell could count it all?
Most people assume this is when the UC decided to actively set up a task force to pursue the Crimson Scar.
That's correct. Those idiots in charge of the United Colonies were clearly embarrassed that they had allowed the Crimson Scar to make the jump into space. They sent ships after us. Lots of ships.
I like my weapons like I like my
Things
coffee.
they enjoy starting wars.
Perhaps this was the first time you had finally reached too far.
You could say that. I count my time running the Crimson Scar as a